Hello crew, Arturo Spraycasso here. So I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to do a painting that's similar to a black and white painting that I did yesterday. The only reason it's going to be similar, guys, is because I didn't actually film that painting that I posted on Facebook. So I'm going to do something similar. Alright, now I've had some questions about these gloves. These are called craft gloves, guys. They don't make me look any cooler, let me tell you. But you know what I found out? Is they somewhat help me keep my hands a little bit cleaner. And what I like about them is that I can still have the ability to touch and feel, right? Because with other gloves, well, they cover the whole fingertips, and that's very important. So craft gloves, you can get them on arts and crafts stores. They're made out of polyester, I believe, and they're meant to fit skin tight. That way, and then I got really small hands, so these are like small. So anyways, that's why the gloves, guys. They help me keep my hands a little bit cleaner. All right, so let's begin. One of the things that I was talking about yesterday, put some light here on the painting. It was a comment that I did on my black and white painting where I said it is important to keep in mind a light source that you have on your painting, right? So this is what I meant. This entire painting is going to be done with black, just black, and white. Where's my white? White. Now guys, you guys have been asking me this for many years. My spray paint, Spraycasso spray paint, is no longer available. It will be, but well, that's another story. But I recommend Color Place. It's cheap, and it works better than most other paints that I've had to deal with. Believe me, and I've tried them all. Another painting or spray paint that I really like is Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch. So anyways, those are the two that I really recommend. Krylon I don't recommend. So that's why you guys will see me use these two mostly. Alright, so if you guys are ready, let's begin. I'm going to start off. Remember guys, it's very important you shake your cans before every use, as you want the paint to mix properly. I'm going to start off by creating the sky. Now this is just a black and white, so my sky is going to have shades of gray, and that's created using this black spray paint. Alright, now then, I'm going to make this similar to the painting that I did yesterday. I can't make it identical because it's impossible. So let's start off with some trees. Okay, very simple stuff, right? You guys have seen me make plenty of trees in the past. Alright. We'll just make this tree a little thicker since we had a spray paint drop. Now guys, you wanna spend time on the details, because this is what makes your painting more realistic. So just spend some time. I'm not saying spend hours or anything like that, but spend some time on the details. You'll see that in the end it'll give your painting a much more realistic touch, and it'll stand out. It really will. Okay. Oh. Now I have an imaginary horizon line. That I'm spray painting, and that's about here. And you can always change it. this case I'm gonna have to, because I had another droplet fall onto my paper. Now, I'll tell you why I'm having drops fall onto my paper is because of the open end that I have here on the Spraycasso. The open end that I have here on the Spraycasso funnel. It usually has to be covered. Well, I just made this one. I couldn't find any of my other ones. I did some renovations on my studio because I'm doing something different here now. And so anyways, I had to make some offices and stuff. Alright, here we go. See what I'm doing? You don't want to keep your trees in a straight line, guys. Make a horizon, but keep in mind where your horizon is. See, in this case it's that much. So you wanna put your trees, offset them in different spots. If you ever go out into the wilderness, just go outside. You don't have to go deep into the jungles or Africa or anything like that. But you know, when you stand there in front of a tree line, you'll see that all the trees don't stand still in one single line. Right? I mean, there's different thicknesses. Some are closer than others. So keep that in mind. Alright. I'm going to create some... I'm going to concentrate a little bit on these tree barks here. Alright. Now, sea sponge, guys. You can find this in any arts and crafts store. I don't believe Walmart carries it anymore. I think I got mine from Hobby Lobby. So you might want to try there if you can't find any. Please don't use the foam brushes to create your trees, you know. One of my biggest pet peeves, guys. Trees look flat, straight. You don't have to use very much, just a little bit of it. I spray painted some black off on the side, tapped into it, and just gonna create some tree leaves here. Alright, just like that. You don't have to get too detailed, guys. This is gonna be our background here, and I'm gonna define the horizon line a little bit by using my sea foam or my sea sponge to create, you know, little strands of grass here in the background. You see that? Maybe I can have the camera zoom in a little bit so that you guys can see that. Alright. I know I don't have my camera in the usual spot where I have it, guys. And that's because in my studio part of my studio, of my shop building, I'm still doing some renovations back there, and so I don't have anything set up. Alright. There we go. Just like that. So you don't have to spend a lot of time, guys. And it will give you a very realistic background. See that? Alright. Let's do... Oh! Sorry about that, guys. I got clumsy feet. And we're going to add a little bit of black here on the side again. We're just going to tap into it. Okay. Now you guys are probably wondering, what is that back there? Well, it's going to be some rocks here in a little bit. Now then, we have a background laid out. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some white. And I'm going to... Oh, you know what? Before I do that... me create the terrain here that I'm looking for. Again, sea sponge, guys. Okay. I'm going to create a sunburst back here somewhere. And let's do that. This sunburst is coming through. Just like that. Very important, guys, you keep in mind where your light is coming from. Alright. I'm not quite disappearing the background, but I am giving it the effect that there's an enormous amount of light back here. Now the background's not completely disappeared. It's more opaque. I mean, the white did cover most of it, but you can still see it. Now, once again, with our Spraycasso funnel here, I'm going to do lots of spray paint in there. Let's create another layer of trees. Now this layer is closer to us, and the sunlight is not hitting it as much. Perhaps we'll put a tree right here. Okay, we'll put another tree. And you know, it's okay if you make your trees overlap. I mean, you want that. You want to create plenty of branches that overlap each other. Notice when I do this, I cover the tip of the hole here so it doesn't come out. I really should put a cover to it, a little backing to it. It would just make it so much easier. But I can't find my duct tape. And for those of you that know me, I use duct tape for everything. Love it. Let's create a little bush here. Maybe one right here. Okay, that's good enough. Okay. All right. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to spray some black. Maybe even over here so you guys can see. No, that's not black. A little bit of black. One of these magazine sheets is going to be terrain. What I'm doing there, I'm putting the paint and then I'm just smearing it. That's how you make realistic looking rocks. This is a little different technique, I understand. I haven't really done too many tutorials on it. I've done a few, but haven't really spent so much time on it. It's not that I'm trying to keep it from you guys. No, it's not that. There we go. I just, you know, get sidetracked, do other techniques. But I mean, you get the gesture of it, right? See that? Just gonna put some black in, smear it into the painting here. let's zoom out a little bit. Let me see if I got this right. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Now, let me see. Okay, there we go. Don't throw away the little sea sponge that we used to create trees earlier. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Because we're going to use it again. Yeah, we're going to use it not just to create some more tree leaves here, you know, closer to us that are not getting as much light. This gives us perception. You know, it brings these trees a little bit closer to us. See that? Okay. Okay, so I'm moving my hand so you guys can see what it looks like. But also, doing this on the side, we're gonna have to come back and add some new grass, because obviously this grass is closer to us, right? Now here we can add some water, but you're still going to want some of these grass strands to come into the water. Alright. Okay, now with the same sea sponge, I'll come back and add dark ripples here. These are a little bit darker than the ones we used earlier. See that? Okay. Now we're going to use our white, and we're going to do the same thing, but with white this time. Oh, that's green. Okay. Whew. That would have not been good. That would have been the end of that black and white painting. Been like black and white with green. And see what I do, I get used to my new sea sponge, you know, piece by tapping into it and realizing what kind of pattern it makes. And in that manner, I'm able to best determine where in the painting it would look better. Here I'm just going to add some foliage. That's a big word, huh? Foliage. Okay. As well as some grass. So we're using it not only as highlights, we're also going to add grass with it. Now with this same sea sponge, we're going to create the water just using white. Can't use any other color, right? Just black and white. Otherwise it wouldn't be a black and white painting. See, like around these rocks, I make ripples, so it gives it a more realistic effect. Look at that. And that'll give you the flow of the water. Okay, we're going to come back over here and just add some random spots. Well, maybe not so random. Of highlights. Let me zoom in so you guys can see that. Okay, again, white. Now, I've been asked a lot of wonderful questions, and some are if I can paint anything I want. Well, without trying to brag, guys, I think I've gotten to the point where, yeah, pretty much, and you guys will get there too. I mean, I can do portraits, I can do all sorts of stuff, but you know, I had to practice first. I mean, it wasn't overnight. I don't expect that from anybody. And so I definitely tell you guys that, yeah, I mean, you'll get to a point where you can pretty much paint anything. Just have to practice. Well, that's something that many people didn't expect to happen with spray paints. I know when I first started, we were just limited to space sceneries, and I used to refuse that. So, oh, can't find my white now. So, practice, guys, so I can tell you. And I've seen a lot of you guys come a long way, and it's very amazing to see how you guys start taking your own ideas and your own challenges, and you challenge yourself and you say, you know what, I want to make something unique. And so, you know, you make it happen. I can't say I'm completely blown away though. I mean, you guys are very creative, very talented. I knew you guys could do it. Okay, see what I'm doing there? Just adding highlights wherever this light beams are coming to, and hopefully, let me see if I can find a pretty good spot. Maybe right about here. You can just add a little bit of white, and you can create some grass, perhaps some little flowers, or you can run it and make highlights. See? Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. This is another technique that you can use and add it to your bag of skills, and it'll allow you to make some very cool effects. I don't really condone very much the scratching techniques to create rocks. Come on, guys, you guys can do better than that. A little bit of white, and that's how you can do it. You see that spot right there? Let me zoom in. I want you guys to see this. You don't have to scratch anything. Where are we? Right here. You don't have to scratch anything. A little bit of white. See that rock right there? Rock. See that? Okay, so if you want to take your skill to another level, this is how you do it. Don't scratch, guys. Now, I'm not saying this to the beginners, so I'm saying this to some of our advanced spray painters that we have out there that ask me the same question. How do you make your terrain so realistic? Okay, by not scratching. It's just, I say the same thing over and over, and they still say, look, it's a scratched painting. Oh, come on. So yeah, if you want to take your skill further, guys, into a little more classical style, don't scratch. Now, if you're doing this and speed is necessary, for example, if you're out doing it live, performing live, then yeah, scratch by all means. But if you're trying to learn different techniques, then learn the technique where you don't scratch. Alright, let's see. Well, I think that very much narrows down where I was coming from, guys. I mean, you guys can see how I did this whole painting. We started off with the background. We added a sunburst, and so we faded it with white. If you're doing colors, the technique is used a little bit differently, and if you guys want to learn that too, I will make it on one of these next upcoming tutorials. We blended the background with the light, and then we added another layer on top. which was our silhouette of trees. You can add another layer. You can definitely add another layer. And you know what? Why not? I mean, we're already here. And I still need to finish some of this painting. Okay, this layer is going to be a little more intricate, because we can't use silhouettes as this layer is really close to us. I suppose we could, but let's do something a little different here, huh? Okay, I'm just mixing the paint in here. I hope you guys like this. Watch this. Let me zoom in. I really want you guys to see this. I'm going to add a little bit more black and some more white. And wear your masks when you're doing this. Alright, here we go. Hopefully you can see this. There is a texture inside these trees because it's the combination of white. So it makes these trees look very detailed. I mean, you can see the bark in them. And you can add a little bit more of that bark effect. A little bit, okay. So we just added another layer. The difference between this layer and the secondary layer that we used, well, is that this one actually has some detail in the tree barks. They're not just black. There's some intricate detail going on here. And it's all the spray paint is doing it. You know, I've been asked this. This is one of the techniques I use when I go to competitions. And I compete with oils. Obviously, oils can spend, well, hell, even months at a time sometimes. And so their trees can look very realistic. Their bushes, their whatever it is that they're drawing. And I only have limited time because spray paint dries rather quickly. Luckily, you know, I am inside a studio, so the paint stays moist a little bit more. I do notice a difference when I turn on my fans. Paint tends to dry a little bit quicker. Now I'm doing this painting in live mode. Not really doing much editing. I want you guys to see exactly what I go through. You know, I'm taking my time, don't get me wrong. You can make this a little faster, but you guys wouldn't learn much if I do that. Here, at the end of this, I'm just going to add some rough detail. I say rough detail because you can see the outline of rocks. And then I just blend it in with some black. Right. Now, you can also do is so that it is not so black here at the end. Get a little sea sponge, I mean, or sea foam. Fuck, I think it's the same. All right, and start adding some details. Some grass strands, perhaps, pondering, lingering into the water. Huh? guys, well, hope you guys have enjoyed today's tutorial. I got some pretty cool compliments here on my signature last time, so oh, it's still too wet. We'll wait for it to dry and then I'll sign it. But there you go, folks. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's tutorial. Until next time. Alright, once again guys, before I let you guys go, I encourage you to go to Facebook and check out the Spray Paint Masters Revolution page. It starts the Spray Paint Masters Revolution. Alright guys, have a good one. Keep the cans shaking. Till next time.